Welcome everybody. I'm B from Our Dream, Our Purpose. Going to do another melt today, and if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen from time to time I use overhead power lines. I actually had all mine replaced, put underground. So this is what they had. They actually left it for me so I can melt it. But I'm going to try to get it all melted down. If I want to do other projects, I can melt the ingots down and use those instead of just leaving it like this. So we'll work on tearing this down. Again, this is overhead power lines. You always hear, hey, as long as you don't put them together. So we just won't put them together and touch them. I thought that was funny. So, but what we have is a couple different types. We have, and a lot of this is aluminum. I say a lot of it, not all of it. So when you look at this large strand here, this is all aluminum, all of these except for the inner, as it's twined together, it's tough for me to get it out. But there's one strand all the way in this that is steel. All the rest is aluminum. So I'm going to cut these down into smaller pieces so it fits in my crucible, and then I'll actually have to pull all of the steel out of it. It's easy. I think it'll be easier doing it that way, cutting into smaller pieces, but we'll see. I'm going to try a couple different things. You're going to see how I get to try to cut these a little differently, take them apart. We'll start with all the aluminum first, and then I'll actually get to, these are aluminum as well, but the outer coating. We'll get to where we're stripping the coating off, and then cutting those into smaller pieces. But got a lot here. Again, just trying to see how much aluminum we can melt. So this is going to be a big pour, but let's start with getting it cut down. I'll show you some of that, and then we'll get to the pour, and I'll show you all of that. All right, let's get to it.
So to start this process off, what I'm doing is just cutting the wires into smaller, manageable sizes. Large, complete, if I just unspool it, it's just way too large. So I have to work on it anyway. So cut it into manageable ones. Now I'm trying to cut those a little smaller. Here's just a pair of nips, put them in the vise to make it easier. Still was tough. So I think I ended up going back to the grinder with the cutoff wheel. Just seemed to be a lot easier. Basically what I'm doing here is just using the nippers and cutting them. And it's working. It's just there's hundreds and hundreds of feet of this, so I thought it would take a little while. So let me show you what we did next. As you can tell here, it just went back to the grinder with the cutoff wheel. Actually have it on the edge, so whenever I cut it, they'll actually fall down, so it's getting it out of the way. So we'll finish it up this way, and then I'll show you how we're taking the wires out and bending them up. So just showing what I have to do with these, I actually twist the ends around to where I can find which one is the steel liner, loosen up the ends, get the steel one out, and then we'll actually finish stripping it completely down here. I say stripping it down, I'm just pulling that wire out, unspooling it and taking that wire out to the steel one. The rest is aluminum, and I'll leave that. Here I'm just bending the wire using a rubber mallet just to flatten it, so it makes it more manageable, easier to load into the crucible when I go to melt. Here I'm just using a wire stripper to get a slit cut, as you can tell there, through the outer coating, and then I'll go to peel this off. When I first started, I didn't peel all the way through or cut all the way through, so peeling it actually was tough. Used a vise, held onto it and pulled it off, but once I went a little deeper later in the video, it actually went smoother, or you might not see it, but it went a lot smoother. But you can tell here, just it was a struggle to get it off, but we got everything torn down.
All right, back finally. I say finally, this took several days to do. It was a lot more work than I expected. Tearing it apart didn't show you everything, but gave you an opportunity to see how I took the wire apart, took it out of there, how I actually took the coating off, and then how I just beat it up. And what I did is, you see these here, I basically just got them into 6 to 10 inch pieces, so it fits in the crucible nicely. So bend them up on that. I used rubber mallet, pretty simple. You see I got plenty. We'll go next door. I've already got the forge set up. So we'll get that heated up, bring the tools in, and then start doing some melts. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I got this crucible, we got the forge. I'm going to, right over here, you can't really see it. I've got a cart with all the wire on it. Not all of it, but some I can go back and forth. I have it next door. So I'm going to show you some of what I do here. You guys have seen, if you've watched any videos, me set this up before, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this full, and then we'll actually get it in, and I'm gonna try to, it's 9:20 now. I'm gonna try to time it and see how long it takes to melt this, so we can get it done, and I'll show you little bits and pieces, and then we'll talk about it afterwards, or maybe during. Let's see how it goes, all right?
You saw just putting the aluminum in, melting it. Now we're doing the pour, keeping track of the number of pours. I'm really just going to show you the pour part, not all the feeding of the crucible. A little bit of it, but not all of it. So we'll just go ahead and keep track and go from there.
here we go. Finally got the melts done. Been at it for quite a bit. Took a break in between, but got several hours in the melt. And over the process, it's taken me quite a bit, just time. I work a full-time job, so just doing a few hours here and there, tearing the aluminum apart. Took a little while. We ended up with 12 full bars and a half bar. So let this cool off. Be back tomorrow. You guys will be like this, and we'll weigh it all up and see what we came up with. All right, see you in a minute. All right, wrapping things up here. You can see by the melt, I didn't clean these up, let them cool down. Next day, gonna go through this. This is a process. It was a lot of wire that needed stripped. The fortunate thing is stuff that needed stripped didn't have steel on the inside, so I could just bend it up. The wire that was not coated had steel on the inside, so I had to strip that out. So it was a lot of work. It was over multiple days before we got done. And out of these 12 and a half bars, yep, this is, I'm considering a half a bar, but these bars are average about 5-6 pounds a piece. Believe it or not, all aluminum. So what did we come up with? What's your guess? Put in the comments. Yes, I'm gonna tell you right now, but still it's fun to put it in the comments. What you thought this was. 12 different bars, we're up to about 75 pounds in this melt alone. So biggest melt I've ever done lengthwise, amount of time it took. The most pounds out of a single pour. So 75 pounds, happy with that. Gonna keep doing it, gonna keep melting, show you different things. You guys have any comments, please leave them in there. Let me know what you like, what you want to see differently. I did get a comment about these I make in bread pans. And you can see the bottom of them. The bottom changes because it gets hot and it's warping the metal is really what it's doing. I had a comment that said, hey, maybe try casting, because that forge will do cast iron. It'll melt cast iron. So maybe try forging making a sand cast of one and trying to make that so I can use a cast iron one to pour these into. I might try that. Don't know yet. We'll see how it goes, but I've never done cast iron before. But again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep trying to put them out, and we'll go from there. All right, like, subscribe, check out more of our videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.